Sex is really important in your life. A lot more important than you have ever heard from our culture, from our media. A lot of people might think that I'm telling you something that you already knew. We often agree that sex is important and, I like sex. I want sex to be good. Good sex is important to me. Sort of in a way as, cooking is important to you if you really like cooking. But we don't mean this in the same sense as nutrition is really important, or health is really important, or mental well-being is really important. That is a different level of important. It is not just something you like to do for fun and for pleasure because it feels good, but you realize that there is a much bigger influence and impact and effect there that is going to have massive consequences for your quality of life, for everything in your life. And we simply don't realize that sex is actually at that level. It is in that category. Now, if you see sex as pleasure primarily, then it will not make any sense to you that sex is really, really important in your life. It will not make any sense until you understand what sex really does in your life. It affects your well-being more than it gives you pleasure. It will affect your sense of self, how you feel about yourself, how you feel in your life, how you feel with other people. It will affect your emotional well-being, and therefore, by extension, the rest of your well-being, because it depends a lot on your emotional well-being. Sex will affect the energies in your day, the energies in your life. Therefore, it will affect your abilities, your potential in life, the way your life is going to go. Sex will affect your relationships, your connections in a very profound way. Your relationship is a major part of your well-being. It is a major part of your life. If I ask you a question, how many things would change in your life if you had that loving relationship with your partner, imaginary or current, or if you didn't? These are life-changing things. Your relationship is one of your major bases. It is something that is one of your homes that contributes to your mental, emotional well-being. And this, in turn, is really influenced by the sexual energy that you're putting into it. So I hope I'm making it clear that it is absurd that we say that sex is pleasure, and what we need to do is make it fun and exciting. We have to stop seeing sex as an area of entertainment, which is what our culture delivers to us and serves to us. We have to start seeing sex as an area of well-being in our lives. And this is actually a massive crisis for us at the moment, because you have a big part of your well-being that is really influential. It will really impact on your life. It has the potential to do this really positively, really increase your quality of life. It also has a lot of potential to do it negatively, and we are treating it as entertainment. We are playing with it as a toy. It is unaware, it is unconscious, it is therefore reckless, and it's quite random. And this is not hype and smoke. I'm actually seeing a lot of people really affected by this and really suffering from this in their life. We are in total denial that this thing is just for fun and pleasure, when in fact that is not what it does to you. That is not what it is in your life. And whether you're aware of it or not, that reality is still happening and it is affecting you. We don't think of sex as well-being. We think of nutrition, exercise as well-being. We think of mental wellness and things that we do for our rest, for recovery, for recuperation as well-being. But we don't think of sex as well-being. We don't have this tradition. We don't have this practice in our culture. It is completely absent. And therefore we absorb this attitude, this perspective from our culture. We start seeing sex as just entertainment. I've been working with people for 20 years. I've worked with so many different people, lots of different situations. I've heard lots of different life stories and sex histories. I have participated in all those sex histories by helping people to redirect their experience of sex to a greater well-being. And I've seen how big an effect of sex has been in people's lives. A negative effect, a dramatic negative effect, really affected people's well-beings and their lives and their quality of life. And a dramatic positive effect really affected people's well-being and their lives, and their quality of life really transformed, it really flourished when sex was redirected. But all of this stuff is the stuff that I haven't actually seen in our mainstream culture. I don't see it being talked about. I don't see it mentioned. because there is no conversation about sex as well-being, because everybody's talking about sex as, fun and pleasure, and, hot and passionate, but there is no conversation about well-being, and therefore nobody's talking about the effects of sex on well-being. Shitty, trashy information on the benefits of sex for your health and well-being that you see out there presented as sex science. It relieves stress, it relieves tension, it boosts your immunity, it lowers your cholesterol, it burns calories, it lets you sleep better. This is all ridiculous. This is not the real effect of sex on your well-being. Some of these physical benefits, you wouldn't do sex for them. There's plenty of other things that are probably more influential on these benefits than sex. And if you burn calories having sex, then you need to learn better sex. The effect of sex really is measured not in a physical metrics. It is primarily about your energetic, emotional, psychological well-being. This is how sex affects you. It affects you massively, powerfully, and that changes your well-being and your energy and your quality of life and the course of your life massively.